2. Welcome back, WNST, Tass in Baltimore, and WNST.net. It is purple season here. I've been showing everybody that I've got the purple rope lights out from the 2006 season. I've been wearing them to welcome back royalty in the Purple Kingdom and all the alums that we've had on, championship alums. And they all fit together to me. Mark Clayton joins us from Dallas, Texas, but not for long because he'll be coming into Baltimore as a member of the Purple Nation. Man, I always remember your mom always had tons of purple stuff, and you've always come by and visited every Super Bowl. You're an entrepreneur. You create stuff. You're involved. But, dude, you're all like, you caught the purple fever like the rest of us, right?
Oh, absolutely. They won. They won. When Ozzy called me, I was done. My heart was in.
Well,
so, to this day.
For you watching this and watching the offense and being, and I do see you around, so I know you're, as a football player to witness this, thoughts about it, about if you were in this offense, if this were 15 years ago. Because 15 years ago, I don't think any franchise would turn their franchise over to the philosophy of doing it this way, right?
I agree. It blows my mind. And, when I look at Harbaugh and remembering when he first got there to where he is now, and just the way he allows his guys to do what they do, and he trusts them. And, G-Ro's been incredible with, scheming up things and allowing Lamar to be Lamar. And that is obviously lighting up the league. But it's given us a really exciting offense. And, it's been a minute since we've had an exciting offense. Like, you can't wait because it's box office. Like, something's going to happen, and everybody's going to go crazy, and it's going to be on SportsCenter Top 10. And that keeps you so on the edge of your seat, like, week to week. In addition to, we have a good team across the board. And so, what's on the horizon is definitely ring things.
Well, the notion that Lamar has this different skill set, right? I mean, you were fast, right. You were shifty, you ran a 40 in great time, you were first, all of that stuff. You were drafted higher than him, right? So, the notion that the Ravens found this thing in him and that the defensive players see it as so special. If you were to define what makes him special, what is it?
I think a big part of that is his humility. What I hear from, guys inside the organization and that see him on a day-to-day basis is just he's a glue guy. He's a guy that everybody just gravitates to, and he's a fun-loving dude. And he keeps everybody on path. And when I watch him talk about what's going on, nothing's good enough. Like, he hasn't arrived yet. Nothing's good enough. We ain't done nothing yet. And that is incredible for a guy at that age. In addition to what he can do physically and have, the potential to grow into as an NFL quarterback and a leader, and one of the key pieces to the NFL as a whole. So there's a couple aspects to it off the field and on the field that play into what we're getting to see week in, week out.
Mark Clayton joining us here, a former Baltimore Raven, but a Raven in spirit forever. He's coming in. Mark, I'm flying down to Miami next week to make party plans. I mean, you've been to some of my events and stuff like that, and you follow me out on social, and I saw you got involved with Lamar on a shirt, and, certainly give you a chance to talk about that, and all the stuff you do with Liv, L-I-V-V, if you want to find Mark Clayton out there on Instagram and on Twitter and whatnot. But the excitement around all of this and the passion for it and people coming back to it. The one thing that I've noticed, and I've talked to all of you, when I say you, guys who wore the jersey and played the game, and I've had guys on from eras where we won the first Super Bowl, we won the second Super Bowl, guys like you that were in between, and how Ray Lewis links you, and Ed Reed links you, and John Ogden links you, and Brian Billick and John Harbaugh and Ozzie Newsome and all of that stuff, that there really is something special now, really special, coming together about the alums, the fans, Baltimore, our plight here, as a community, and what this next month could represent for the city moving into 2020, right?
Yeah, absolutely. New decade. I I think like I said, from day one when I got that call and I came in and Art and Steve were around and they were kind of going through the transition. And then what I felt from the administration down, I think is a huge part that just goes to show why a lot of guys that even are not necessarily named guys, they just still appreciate the Raven organization. And guys that go off and play in other teams and, for whatever, however long, they want to come back and retire a Raven. And that just goes to show what they built from the top down. And I believe that came from Modell's heart. And it was like when I saw the picture in Steve Bisciotti's office of him when, the story when he was a kid and he wanted Johnny to use autograph and everybody goes in, it's a rainy day, doesn't think he's going to come back out, and Johnny comes back out and here he is, a kid getting his autograph. Little do we know this guy's going to actually own the Ravens in Baltimore. And just his heart and behind all of that just kind of flows downhill. And it plays into the fact that, man, this is a family. It's a family. And it's a lifelong family situation. And, from day one till the day I die, I'll always believe purple.
Well, I went to the Fantennial event a couple of months ago, and there were so many of you in and, reconnecting with different people. But the fact that everybody wants to come back, and in this special year, keep in mind, the team was 1-2, 2-1, whatever it was. Well, they weren't 1-2, it was 2-1, I believe. They were about to lose to the Browns, right? I mean, everybody came back. Billick went in the Ring of Honor. We lose to the Browns.
Right.
And Billick comes out with that trophy in the middle of the field, holds it up, and place went crazy. We played like dog meat, and then haven't played that way since. Seeing everybody come together, I have a feeling this Miami thing that if Lamar can pull this off, this will be sort of a homecoming of biblical proportions for everybody. And I think everybody's sort of aligned to this, to come back with Ray and John. And so for your memories of the Ravens, and you talk about playing the game and being a part of this, obviously the 2006 thing was an incredible disappointment, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. With what we had, what we accomplished, and, it was tough to be in that position and, have a bye, have a home game. That's where you want to be, and then not be able to capitalize on it.
It's a cautionary tale, right? We're all excited. I got my lights out. These are the lights I bought in 2006, by the way, and decorated my whole house in purple,
Very nice.
And, you get them out of the box. And Mark, the whole city's purple, man. Like, everybody's there's a level of expectation here that even exceeds where we were in 2006 from I'm on an airplane to go to Miami, and I really think we're going to get there, and we're going to be a big favorite in both of these games. Lamar even got the flu this week instead of next week, so I'm happy about that. Lamar, get well soon. But the enthusiasm and what went wrong in 2006, what went wrong in 2003, what went wrong in 8, 9, and 10. We've the Billy Cundiff and the Lee Evans and Foxborough. We've had a lot of disappointment here. There feels something different about this group, and to your point about Harbaugh's maturity through all of this, and guys like Marshall Yonder that were around for that too, right?
God, yes.
And Sam.
Yep, and Sam. Yep. And with Harbaugh at the head, having seen enough, and then I think this group is different when it comes to executing and finishing. They have they're unique in their approach, which I think gives us a huge advantage going into any week. And that's what we're getting to see. But I think this group will be able to not only execute but finish. They are far more aggressive with their approach than we were. And that's fun. I believe gives you the best chance to win no matter what. We're going to go down guns a-blazing, period. We're going to, we're down or you down. One of us is going down, and I love watching that. I love that. We take the fourth down thing and throw it on the table. And that alone is dude, we're coming to win it. Period.
Well, and when you're at home, the next couple of weeks, probably analytically, everything is based in the Ravens' favor in that way. I would just say for a guy like you who had your skill set to get in this huddle and have a play called, the level of confidence that it's actually going to work, I think that there's something about the confidence building, certainly in the years that we've had special teams around here where it really has worked. And hey, man, your 06 team was special, right? I mean, McNair got in the huddle. Most of the time, most things worked until they didn't work, right? And then the Indianapolis game, right? I mean, let's not – there's 13-3. A lot of things went right for a long period of time there, right?
Yep.
So that feeling, I guess, is what I'm saying, to getting in the huddle saying, this is going to work.
Yeah, that confidence that's built over all the little successes along the way, and then you brick by brick, and you get to the end, you get here in the play, and now it's like we know we're gonna be good. We know we're gonna be in the game, and you have total confidence that you're going to win the game. And even if you're down, even if the team comes out, they make some plays, they take the lead or whatever it is, you have complete and total confidence that you're going to figure it out and win the game. But I mean, like I was saying, like even with the 06 in McNair, we were our offense. It was solid, did well. Obviously, completed a lot, put enough points on the board to win 13 games, and then it came down to executing at the end of the season. And it was, for us, it was tough. Like we just kept hitting roadblocks, turnover here, and Indianapolis did enough. Our defense played incredible, keeping them field goals all game. We just didn't do enough in that game. So, it wasn't that the confidence wasn't there. It was kudos to Indianapolis for coming in and playing a good game. This team, I just don't see anybody just stopping them. They're very. They can make off schedule plays are incredible. But even in their base offense, it is very hard to stop. And so those two, the combination of the two, I believe, is what sets us up. Offensively, of course, defense and special teams are going to come with it. But offensively, those two things set us up to do it, man.
My alumni search this week has led me to Dallas, Texas, and the purple rope lights of victory and Festivus 3 for South Beach. If anybody wants to be involved in our trips, throw me an email, nasty@WNST.net. Mark Clayton is joining us here to talk all things Festivus and alums. You know what? Last thing on 06. By the way, my wife still has the video of me blubbering after we lost that game over the city. I mean, I was just... I literally was blubbering. I mean, I've never... It was the hardest loss, even more than the Cundiff loss. And we've had some tough losses around. The Palomalu game in Pittsburgh. I mean, there have been times we thought we were close, and I love when you say, I just don't see anybody getting in the way. Give me the bye week feeling of this week and how weird it is to not play and to sit around this weekend and watch everybody else play and then worried about who you're going to play. And then you're going to get into game shape next week. But there was something about that 06 thing that I think even 13 years later, and I'm going to talk to Coach Billick about it as well, about the rest versus rust.
Right. Yeah, it is. This week can be tougher as a player, like after being in such a groove. But I think finding a way to continue to compete. Obviously, it doesn't count, but find a way to compete and go fast, a couple times is very important. I feel like we were rested for sure. We rested up. We did some work throughout that week. But I think when you've been on you found such a rhythm, it's hard to sit down, take a breather, and then turn it back on. So finding ways to, continue to compete this week, I think is going to be very important, for the guys. That way, we get into next week and, things are still firing. And I know the mentality is not going to change, but just, working physically with the mental to just stay as sharp as possible, I think is very important.
Mark, you've been out of the game almost a decade, man. 2011, you played 6 seasons in the NFL or 7 seasons in the NFL. To look back and to see Marshall Yanda still doing this, to see D'Amato Pekka doing this, to see Sizzle still doing this, right?
Sizzle,
I mean, right. I mean, thoughts about the longevity and where these guys are and that kind of hunger. Tom Brady too, by the way. Let's throw him in there. He's still in the tournament.
It is simply amazing to see the guys who have, stayed focused, stayed healthy, and still line up on Sunday, Saturday, Thursday, Monday, and go hard. Like, it's so incredible, man. Watching Sizzle the other day, get a sack. I was like, holy shit, it's Sizzle, bro. Oh, my God. He's still getting sacks. He was here before I was here. It's incredible. But, man, it is, I simply applaud those guys because I know the grind. I know the work. Being in it, it's a long seasons are long, man, and just to be able to do it at that level for that long is simply incredible. And freaking incredible, man.
You said something about Harbaugh and growth of Harbaugh. Set that up because, you came in on the back end of Billick. You played on a 13-3 team with Billick in the Bowler era. And by the way, I've got a fun Kyle Bowler story for you in a minute. But okay. I want to go to Harbaugh and that transition and that period and where he was and where he is. Because a lot of people, and I'm kind of close to it, and and probably like Marshall and some people that have been around all of it. There's only a handful of us. People that inside the organization for the most part, I wouldn't know where to quantify it. I'd need to spend more time around John to even talk to John about it. I see it when I see John go out to a Fellowship of Christian Athletes banquet and become a performer, become an entertainer in a way that he didn't have that in him in 2011, to me.
Okay, yeah, man.
I think his brother had more of that in him than he had.
Agree. Yeah, it's I don't know, his brother like that, but it seems that way. But I will say, just what I've seen over the years is, Coach Harbaugh has become a lot more sympathetic to the guys, and just watching some of the engagements even this year with the players, with Lamar. You remember the clip with him and Lamar sitting on the sideline in Cincinnati? He comes and sits down on the bench. When does Harbaugh went and sit down on the bench and talk to a player? It's like, what? That stuff, little things like that, is a part of what I believe is the growth. And just life overall. As you look at it, it's the relationships that matter. It's relationships.
I guess that's why you're on the phone with me, right?
Relationships, man. Those things that matter. And in the beginning, I felt like it was, hey, I'm here. I'm going to make a name for myself, and you guys are the players, and I'm the coach, and I'm above y'all, and you're gonna play, and I'm going to coach. And that it started off rocky. It started off really rocky.
He admitted that to me in the book. Obviously Rex was still. There were. Yeah, we could sit and have it. That's a 2-beer conversation for me, maybe a 3. Literally. Yep. There was a lot that went on there. So to say that he's changed, we've all changed, right? I've changed since 2008, right?
Over time. Yep.
I watched my wife almost die twice. Things things happen in life that change you. Our city's changed, but for John to go back, you see these locker room. Here's the game ball. You see those speeches now in a way on the internet. They're available to everybody. Where in 2008, 9, and 10, John would have said, "You're not bringing a camera in here." And I don't know what he said because they probably weren't captured on film by anybody. If they were, Larry Rosen had to burn it, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yes.
But those were probably different. That was probably a different environment. You probably would see that quickly, right?
Right. Yeah, you would. And I'm enjoying seeing the necessarily progress, but the change and approach to being the leader of the team, man. Just the engagement with the players, it means a ton. And those guys are young, man. Lamar's young, bro. And it's just beautiful to see, man. And just he encourages him, and he just, hey, what can I do? And and that's what I feel from Coach Harbaugh. Is like, what can I do to help you do your job better? You tell me. Like, I'm open. And if he has something, he sees something, he's gonna say it. Like, it's a legitimately open relationship, players and coaches, and it creates a really special environment, and it creates a really special team that does special things.
Simple enough. Mark Clayton, keeping it simple as always. Dude, tell everybody what you're up to. I mean, you're always inventing stuff. I still don't have those headphones. I want to try the headphones. Bring those down to Miami when I see you in a couple weeks.
Oh, sure.
Bring me them in a nice
shoot me
purple.
Your address. Yeah, shoot me your address, and I got you on that.
Put me in a purple and gold.
Oh, yeah.
I'll wear them on the air, man. I got to get the mic on it though, and do all that. I got my purple lights up here. But tell everybody what you're up to, because you're doing something that's Lamar, honoring Lamar, and
yeah. So I back when I was here, I actually I went to school to be an engineer, and I can design quite a bit of stuff. And so I did do the headphones, but this year just in conversation in my creative, I was like, man, I think, it'd be cool to do something that was honoring like Lamar in the city, because I look at like he's the king of the city now, and so his name kind of fit in with Maryland, and so I was like, man, Maryland is kind of cool. So I wonder if I can create like a little design that had the Maryland to it, and I can create a little like T-shirt and hoodie, and my goal was to create that, honor him, and generate some sales and donate some of that back to the Ravens organization.
I'm going to hold up. It's up on the Instagram here, Maryland. I see it right there. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, Maryland.
All right, there you go. So go find Mark. He's out LIVV brand. That's a Live brand. And man, so you'll be in next week. You'll be in for the games. All the alums get together. Thoughts about alums when you get together with guys? Because there's factions of old Ravens, new Ravens, young Ravens, Penn State Ravens.
Yep.
I found myself between Herring and Richard. There's Oklahoma Ravens,
Alabama Ravens.
There's Boomer. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of Alabama Ravens now, but nothing like the Sooners. I mean, between the Sooners and Alabama, it's easy to hate on all of you at this point, right? For everybody else, right?
Yeah, it is. Well, it's easy to kick Oklahoma right now, by the way.
Well, I mean, you get to the Final Four, how much you get kicked. I mean, I will say this. We got a hell of a national championship game, right? I mean, these two kids playing quarterback. It's exciting.
Special.
I mean, even the Bengals are excited about it, right?
Yes, they are.
And the Bayou Bengals as well.
Future. So. And the Bayou, that's right.
Hey, man, we will see you next weekend. Get together with some teammates, and it's always good to visit with you, man. Send me some headsets, and we'll party together in Miami. Rock on, brother.
Sounds like a plan, man.
Mark Clayton, you can find him. It is Live brand, LIVV brand, out on Instagram. He's everywhere. He's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, my LinkedIn buddy. His mom always had a great purse. I ran into Kyle Bowler in Hawaii 6 weeks ago, randomly 6 different times. He doesn't even live in Hawaii. We were on vacation. So, I knew it was going to be a kind of a special season when I'm sitting in the pool having a cocktail with Kyle Bowler. So, nasty at WNST.net. If you want to go to Miami, throw us a note. We'd love to make that happen. I'm going to figure out a way to get the lights hanging in here so the whole place glows properly purple. I went up with 5 empty boxes. Somebody's been stealing my rope lights since 2006. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Instagram, streaming live on our Facebook, as well as our YouTube, WNSTV channel. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, wishing you happy 2020. It's time to go win a Super Bowl.